Elon Musk and his team of DOGE geniuses get some good news out of Congress. Ukraine tried to secretly assassinate President Vladimir Putin of Russia after telling President Trump, no, we want to end the war. It's them that keeps attacking us. President Trump ramps up tariff talk with the European Union, not backing down to their demands. He also signed a new executive order that will make energy more affordable and better in the future. Yes, President Trump has gone nuclear. Thank you guys so much for watching and sharing these videos. Let's go ahead and jump in. President Trump just pumped the brakes on a major tariff hike targeting the European Union, but he hasn't stopped it entirely. With trade tensions running high, Trump agreed to delay a planned 50% tariff on EU imports, moving the deadline from June 1st later this week to July 9th. Now, the move came after EU Commissioner President Ursula von der Leyen requested more time to negotiate a deal with the United States. President Trump announced the extension on Truth Social, adding that talks will begin immediately and end on July 9th or sooner. Now, the EU is already hit with a U.S. tariff, 10% on general goods and 25% on aluminum, cars, and steel. European leaders hope to use this extension time to ease tariff tension and fix the unfair trade balance Trump is mentioning. Trump, however, has made it clear, we want reciprocal tariffs and a level playing field. When asked how Trump came up with this very specific date, he said, I didn't. It was actually Europe. Now, in a push for cleaner, cheaper energy in the future, President Trump has gone nuclear. The president signed a series of executive orders to kickstart what he calls a nuclear renaissance, aiming to boost U.S. energy dominance. The orders are designed to speed up the development of nuclear reactors by cutting red tape and making the approval process move faster. Now, I've talked about this many times. Dollar for dollar, nuclear energy is the best thing on planet Earth. It's also been deemed dangerous, but these new mini reactors are very, very safe, and that's what Trump wants to see around America. Now, a key step includes overhauling how the Department of Energy tests nuclear reactors, streamlines licensing, and strengthens America's nuclear industry and supply chain. Trump said the move is critical to meeting growing energy demand, especially from AI and new tech, while keeping the U.S. energy independent. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum backed the plan, calling modern nuclear energy safe and efficient. Now, remember, America is supposed to go green, but nobody wanted to include nuclear in that. Now, President Trump is saying we go green and we go clean by doing nuclear, and we have to do this if we want to compete with China, because right now, China is building and opening over 100 coal plants every single calendar year. So America, in order to stay dominant and in control and in the future, has to think in the future, and that's exactly what he's doing. All right, now listen to this crap. Representative Jasmine Crockett of Texas appeared on MSNBC Alex Witt's report, saying she's confident Republicans will lose and Democrats will take back the House in 2026. And if they do, her first order of business will be to target President Trump and his family. When asked about probing Trump's ties to cryptocurrency, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett responded, listen, so long as we end up taking the House, which I fully anticipate we will do, I can guarantee you that we will do what we are supposed to do as constitutionally sworn members of the House, which means we will conduct oversight. Let me tell you, there is no shortage of things for us to dig into and determine whether or not there have been not only violations of the law, but definitely violations of our Constitution as a whole. I hope Trump and his team are paying attention. Democrats aren't just playing to win in 2026. Their plan is to use every trick in the book to go after Trump, his businesses, his money, his marriage, his family, and even his presidency. They will impeach him on day one, and then they will put his family through hell. Bitter Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is not hiding their plan. This is the game book. This is the game. They are planning to ruin President Trump and his family the second they are sworn in as the majority. Now, ironically, a former Biden aide just admitted that White House staff felt justified in taking undemocratic action to stop Donald Trump, whom they saw as an existential threat to America's democracy. So let me get this right. They lied to their voters and the world that democracy was in danger, that Trump was Hitler and would destroy America. Now they're openly admitting that they destroyed democracy in order to save America. These people are evil. These people are wicked. They lie to your face, and they do whatever they accuse Donald Trump of doing. Now, Axios reporter Alex Thompson said on Fox News, he revealed that Biden's inner circle kept tight control over all access points to the president, with unelected aides making key decisions for the country. One aide reportedly said Biden just had to win, then he could disappear for 4 years and only show proof of life every once in a while. My gosh, this was right out of the movie Weekend at Bernie's, right? We could just drape his scarecrow body all over Washington, D.C., and then do whatever the heck we want, destroying the country, so long as it kept Donald J. Trump out of the White House. Now, he added, if you believe that Donald Trump was and is an existential threat to democracy, you can rationalize anything, including doing undemocratic things. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. All right, let me tell you a couple of good pieces of news for Elon Musk. But first, today's video sponsor. We're all feeling it. Costs are rising on everything: gas, groceries, home repairs. And if you're a homeowner, you've probably thought, should I call American Financing to refinance and pay off my credit card debt? You shouldn't second guess yourself. Because of that, low mortgage rates are currently in your favor. Listen, that low rate, it's not saving you if you're drowning in credit card debt, like 25% or more. That's the math no one wants to face, but it's costing you thousands of dollars. Here's the truth. If you're only making minimum payments, that debt will follow you for years, maybe even decades. That's why people are calling American Financing, because they're saving customers on average $800 a month. You guys, that's $10,000 a year by using their home equity to finally break free of bad debt, credit card debt. You owe it to your family to see what is possible. There's no upfront fee. There's no pressure. It costs you nothing to find out what you could save every month. And if you start today, you might be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. Call my friends at American Financing right now at 888-686-8030 or go to americanfinancing.net/Gardner. Again, give them a call. There's no cost. Find out, run the math, see if they can help you today. All right, listen to this. After Elon Musk bought Twitter, a group called Media Matters immediately launched all of this advertising, fake lawsuits saying that Elon Musk was being anti-Semitic. Media Matters, a far-left advocacy group, has been accused of orchestrating a coordinated attack against Elon Musk's X platform by targeting not people, but advertising revenue. The group allegedly manipulated content to falsely suggest that ads appeared alongside anti-Semitic material, prompting companies like IBM, Apple, and Disney to pull their advertising from Elon Musk because it might be viewed as anti-Semitic. This led to significant revenue loss for Musk, with Musk labeling Media Matters as evil propaganda and filing a defamation lawsuit against them. Now, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, has launched an investigation into Media Matters, probing potential illegal collusion with advertisers and groups like Global Alliance for Responsible Media to harm X and Elon Musk. The investigation seeks to document documents related to these communications, escalating scrutiny of Media Matters' evil tactics. Critics, including Elon Musk, argue the group's actions were designed to censor conservative voices and stifle free speech. Media Matters President Angelo Carusone called the probe a retaliatory attack from President Trump. You can't make this crap up, you guys. So Musk gets control. He makes everybody free to say what they want. They plant all this anti-Semitic crap. They get billions of dollars in ad revenue taken away. And then now the Elon Musk and the FTC are investigating this and suing. Whose fault is it? Donald J. Trump. This is crazy, right? Anyway, the good news that I wanted to share with you, that was the context. The good news is the FTC is going after them. They likely colluded in order to sink an American company in order to get back at Trump and to defame and harm Elon Musk. All right, let me tell you some more good news about Elon Musk. So Elon Musk risked everything. He's lost hundreds of billions of dollars. He'll make it up, but he put it on the line, right? In order to help Donald Trump win and bring freedom of speech back to America. Well, now he's gone back to Tesla and SpaceX, and he's not very happy about what's happening at DOGE. However, when you do polling data, DOGE is one of Donald Trump's biggest success stories. Now, Congressman Byron Donalds and several other members of Congress are saying Elon Musk's DOGE program is consequential. Once the big, beautiful bill passes, it's time to make those cuts bigger. It's time to make those cuts the law. And it's time to go even harder on government waste, fraud, and theft. Now, I want to see this. I'm not holding my breath, but for me, this is really, really great news. And I hope Elon Musk will see it as great news too, because once they codify this and make it an official branch of the government to keep the government honest, to use American tax dollars wisely, you don't need to overspend and you don't need to overtax us. If they do this, they will continue to clean up the government, and I'll continue to bring you those stories. But this is huge. It's like DOGE was this awesome thing that they used to grab a lot of attention, and then it was kind of put into the corner, and now people are saying, whoa, bring this back out of the corner. The big, beautiful bill was eclipsing it, but once that's out of the way, we've got to make DOGE permanent. Now, please, let me know in the comments, do you want to see DOGE become permanent? Do you want to see DOGE continue to clean up fraud and theft? Do you want them to go through every aspect of the government? I'm a yes. If you're a yes, I want you to type yes. And if you're a no, I want you to type no. I want to hear from you guys. Okay, now as Biden's border crisis spirals, House Speaker Mike Johnson revealed on CNN that they now have discovered 1.4 million illegal aliens are enrolled on Medicaid. This can't happen. That's not what this program was for. The speaker said, "We are not cutting Medicaid in this package. The number of Americans who are affected are those who are entwined in our work to eliminate fraud, waste, and abuse." What do I mean by that? You got more than 1.4 million illegal aliens on Medicaid. Medicaid is not intended for non-U.S. citizens. It's intended for the most vulnerable population of Americans, which are pregnant women, single mothers, the disabled, and elderly Americans. They are protected in what we're doing because we're preserving the resources they need the most. So Democrats are saying they're cutting Medicaid. And he's saying, no. We're cutting out the people that do not belong on Medicaid. Think about this. They had over 7 million people on Social Security, $12 billion a month. Imagine what $1.4 million a month of people a month costs Medicaid. So what he's saying is we're actually protecting the people that belong to the program by getting the people out that don't belong to the program. He also said because of Biden and Democrats wanting people addicted to the government versus working a job, 4.8 million able-bodied young men are not working because the government is taking care of them. Now, as a man, that's shameful. If you can get up and get a job, then you should. I'm not going to work my butt off so that you can sit home and watch Judge Judy. So that's what Republicans are saying. If you can work, you should go work. If you're a non-citizen, get out of our program. These programs are for American families. So this is what's part of Trump's big, beautiful bill. Now, President Trump openly told the Senate, if there's something you don't like or something we missed, I want you to bring it to my attention and cut it or refine it. And then let's get this bill passed. So he's not saying, listen, this is the end all be all. And a lot of people have been critical of President Trump for pushing this through. I think he's just a realist going, wait a minute. We didn't get all the waste, fraud, and abuse out, but we can't let the government shut down. So every time we do a bill, if we can cut more and more out, that's how we're going to help things. The problem is they keep adding to the national debt. Now, part of this plan, according to the OBM, is that they are forced to remove $1.5 trillion. So they are making major cuts. Like, I mean, Elon Musk found $150 billion in less than 100 days. Congress is cutting 10 times that, $1.5 trillion. So they are making massive moves that will help us down the road. Now, the one big, beautiful bill passed the House. It's going to have to go through the Senate, but it includes a senior bonus that gives Americans over 65 an extra $4,000 tax deduction from 2025 to 2028. It aims to help low and middle income seniors earning under $75,000 or couples earning under $150,000 to keep more of their hard-earned money. This plan replaces Trump's earlier promise to eliminate tax on Social Security benefits, offering a more affordable option that costs $20 billion a year instead of $120 billion a year. Now, I still hope that Trump and others will find a way to cut taxes for people that make under a certain amount of money, or just get rid of the IRS altogether. Let me know in the comments. Do you just want to get rid of the IRS? Like, seriously, why do we have, like, I have to file taxes, spend thousands of dollars, tons of hours of my time to then tell the government how much money I owe them? Like, just tax me on the stuff that I buy, not on the money I make. But what do I know, you guys? I'm just a guy on the internet. All right, listen to this. Zelensky in Ukraine tried to assassinate Vladimir Putin over the weekend. Tension with Russia and Ukraine reaches a new high, with drone warfare intensifying, this time aimed directly at Vladimir Putin and his presidential helicopter. Moscow claims that Ukrainian forces launched a massive drone attack aimed at taking down the helicopter of President Vladimir Putin of Russia while he visited the Kursk region, an area recently hit by a major Ukrainian incursion. Now, this is the second largest town of Ukraine, and Russia is mounting a massive 50,000 person army. If they don't get this war ended, then they are going to take the second largest city of Ukraine. Well, Putin goes to visit. They launched over 20 drones directly at his helicopter. The helicopter was fighting this stuff off. It was really, really crazy. Now, according to Russian air defense officer Yuri Dashkin, the helicopter was in the middle of a large-scale effort to repel incoming drones. The attack took place during Putin's first trip to the region after Russian troops pushed out Ukrainian forces. No injuries or damage have been reported, but this was a direct assassination attempt on the life of Vladimir Putin. Now, if you'll remember, a couple of years ago, I reported to you guys that Putin was worried about just such a thing, and he decided he was only going to travel the country in his bulletproof, bomb-proof train car. However, in order to get to Kursk, you have to cross the line, and it's far away. So he took his helicopter. Once spies and intel intercepted this information, boom, they made their move on the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. Pretty crazy. I hope they're able to bring this war to an end. Hey, if you've stuck with me this far, if you could, give this video a like. It tells YouTube and Rumble, share this information with others. It helps the channel more than you could even guess. Also, share this with family members and friends. And if you haven't subscribed, just hit that subscribe button right now. We're almost to 2 million amazing truth seekers. Thank you for letting me be your source of news and truth. Stay amazing, and I will see you on the next video.